welcome to my September wrap-up. Now, in September, I did the Monster-A-Thon and the Hogwarts house battles and managed to read 12 books, and I did also manage to DNF 2 of them, unfortunately, but that's just how things go. So let's go right into it and I'll tell you everything I read in September. One of the things I read was The Archive, which is obviously the first one in the Dark Vault series by V.E. Schwab. This was actually one of the last things I read, but I'm putting it first, so let's just go with it. And I actually quite enjoyed myself. I would say that this isn't my favourite V.E. Schwab book. That still definitely goes to Vicious and Vengeful and obviously the Dark Shade of Magic series. But I still did really enjoy myself, and I could sort of see hints of where all of the stuff with Cassie in the City of Ghosts series comes from, which was really, really interesting, and I gave this 4 stars. I also read HalfBlood Prince, and this one, again, was not my favourite in the whole Mortal Instruments series. I think I've decided that out of the Mortal Instruments and the Infernal Devices, Mortal Instruments is definitely my favourite of the two. If I'm completely honest, I don't know why. I think maybe because it's in a more modern setting and that works for me more. Maybe, I don't know. But either way, this was enjoyable, but I found some parts of it slightly annoying, like the love triangle thing. Again, that always annoys me. And I didn't like the trope of Will's curse being the whole everything I love dies trope. I hate that trope with a passion, but saying that, I still did find this quite interesting, and I did give it 4 stars as well. Now, absolutely no spoilers here, but I did read Dark Dawn as well, and this was a 5-star read. I absolutely devoured this book so quickly, thoroughly enjoyed myself reading it, and it was just amazing. It was an amazing end to the Nevernight Chronicle. I absolutely loved it. 5-star read, no spoilers, but my God, it was good. That's all I'll say is, my God, it was good. I also read another V.E. Schwab book, which was Tunnel of Bones. This one, again, was a great one. I really enjoyed this a lot more than I did The Archived. If I'm honest, I felt this was a lot more creepier, and I enjoyed the storyline more in it, and I gave it 5 stars, and it did really badly make me want to go to Paris, despite the fact that the idea of the catacombs freaked me out, and I'd rather not go near the catacombs, and obviously you can't go to Paris without going to, like, walking over the catacombs, but I still did really enjoy it. It was a perfect spooky read to get into the Halloweeny mood. Even if this was read towards the beginning of September, I still really enjoyed myself, and it was a 5-star read. I also managed to, unfortunately, DNF 2 books, one of which was Scarlet and the other one was Deviate. I just couldn't get on with these, quite frankly. I enjoyed the first books of these 2 series reasonably well, but these ones just didn't really interest me. Deviate was because it was focusing more on Lemon Fresh, which was fine, and the other dude, whose name I've completely forgotten, you know, the boy with the personality of a spoon, in my opinion, and I just couldn't get on with it. I think I just have a problem with J. Kristoff's sci-fis, because for some reason, I really enjoy his fantasy, but his sci-fi loses me for some reason. So I didn't end up finishing this one. I was just not interested. I'm obviously going to try again later on, maybe next year, but for the moment, not for me. I had basically the same problem with Scarlet, though I don't think I'm going to continue this one. I may change my mind. At the moment, I'm not entirely sure, but with this one, what really angered me was the love story, and I knew this was coming. Well, I sort of suspected I was going to get annoyed. I just didn't realise how annoyed I was going to get, because, quite frankly, Scarlet's an idiot. And I mean this, Scarlet is an idiot, because while the writing was very good in this, I love the world building of this, Scarlet is an idiot. Because Scarlet falls in love with Wolf within 24 hours, which already annoys me because I hate that insta-lovey kind of thing. Also, he's got weirdly supernatural, like, scent receptors, whatever it's called. He's got a really powerful nose, essentially, and really powerful ears, so he can smell things from miles off, and he can hear things from miles off. She never questions this. He then lies to her the entire time until he's forced to tell her the truth, and she still trusts him, and she's known him for 24 hours and she's already in love with him, and it just really annoyed me, essentially. It really annoyed me. So I DNF'd it. I loved, like, Cinder's part of this storyline with Thorn. That was very interesting. It's just the fact that the love story put me off. The rest of it was really good. I just could not deal with the fact that she was like, you've lied to me for the entire time we've known each other, which is 24 hours. I want to snog your face off. It was like, you've got more important things to worry about. Also, he's lying to you. And you just trust him and are in love with him. I I get it's a fairy tale retelling, but I feel like we could have had more of a build-up with it. Or maybe Wolf just not lying to her? That would have been nice. Yeah, I had problems with this. I may restart it again at some point because I did enjoy Cinder's storyline and I am quite interested to see where this goes, and obviously I love the world building of fairy tale retellings, but Scarlet was an idiot and it bugged the living daylights out of me. I also managed to read Dougie Pointer's Plastic Sucks and I really enjoyed this book. This is actually a non-fiction book all about why plastic sucks and why we need to cut down on our plastics, and it was actually quite inspiring and really informative actually, and it's actually inspired me to make a couple of changes in my life myself, because quite frankly I thought I was quite good at not using that much plastic, but it turns out I'm actually quite bad at it, so I'm starting to make changes in that sense, which feels really good actually, because obviously plastic does suck, so it was really informative and really inspiring in that sense, and also it's Dougie, and when I read this I didn't know that the fly was coming back, so that last bit at the end where he's talking about how much he loves the boys and how much of a family they are to him, it really hit me in the feelings, and then a week later they were like, we're back by the way, and I cried like a baby, so that's always going to make this book a bit more special to me, and obviously it was a 5 stars. I then went on to Harry Potter and the Half-Blood Prince. I won't talk about it too much because I do have an entire reading vlog dedicated to this. I will link to it up above so you can check out if you want to, but basically I'm not entirely fond of the ships in this book and I don't like Slughorn, but apart from that I still did really enjoy myself and I gave it 4 stars. And then we go on to the comic section. The first thing I read was ExSister and I really enjoyed this one. It was sort of like a light-hearted feminist Supernatural, which is something I really needed, because Supernatural has been kind of annoying me for a while because it's very male centric. It kills off any woman it comes across apart from like 3, which is really annoying, and it's not as fun anymore. It's sort of just gone a bit dark, and also I haven't seen the 14th season yet because it hasn't aired in the UK, which is a pain in the arse. But in saying that, this was a much needed sort of light-hearted version of it, and I did really enjoy myself, and I gave it 4 stars. I also read Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3 Infinity Quest. This again was a brilliant comic. I've loved the Guardians of the Galaxy series so far. From what I've read, it's very movie accurate, so it's sort of easier to get into compared to maybe other Guardians comics where they're definitely more based on their original comic book characters. But I did really love this, and I gave this one also 4 stars. I also read Cinder Volume 1. This one unfortunately was only a 3 stars for me because I couldn't quite get into the art style, and while the story was enjoyable, the art style really just sort of took me out of it, unfortunately. It was good. I don't know if I'm going to continue with it. If I do, it'll probably be on Kindle if I'm honest, but I did give it 3 stars, so it was good, but it wasn't the best comic I've ever read. I also managed to read Derek Landy's The Black Order. This was an amazing comic because I never thought I'd feel sympathy for the Black Order or care much about the Black Order because they hurt my babies in Infinity War and Endgame, so I was just like, no. I wasn't going to read it, but then I found out Derek Landy wrote it, so I bought it and I read it, and I actually really enjoyed myself. I love seeing Derek Landy's usual humour with the Black Order because that wasn't something that I'm really used to with the Black Order, and it was quite interesting to see how they actually are as people outside of Thanos, so I gave it 4 stars. I then also read Legion Volume 3 Revenants, and again, brilliant comic. Again, I absolutely adore Legion. I am Legion trash number 1. I know I am. Loved it. 4 stars. Love seeing the continuation of what David's up to and everything, and how he's trying to get mutant rights compared to his father. I'm loving this dichotomy between David and Charles and how they go about things and how the X-Men are with either of these and how the rest of the world reacts to them. I'm loving that sort of comparison the whole way through this, and it was a 4-star read. And then finally, I also read Rat Queens Volume 3, and what can I say? I love the Rat Queens. I adore the Rat Queens. I think they're brilliant. I think they're fantastic. I love the laughter I get in this. I love the world building and all the different plot twisty bits and everything. Absolutely brilliant 4-star read. And that is absolutely everything I read in September. Obviously there was a couple of DNFs in there, but I'm still quite happy with what I read, and I really enjoyed the books I did read, so it's not all bad even if I did DNF a couple. But with that, I'm going to wrap this up here, so I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please do give me a thumbs up, comment down below with what you read last month, and if you've read any of these comics, I'd love to know, so tell me all of that down below. I'll also leave a link down below to all my social media if you want to check out, and if you want to see any more of my videos, please click subscribe here, and over here will be the link to my previous video. But until next time, guys, bye!